You know what? Hey, look at that. There I am. Hello, my loves. I'm going to wait just a few minutes before we get started. If you are interested in having a free energy reading, please put in your first and last name in the comments, and I will go to who I am drawn to once I get started. Tips are always appreciated, but not required. Today, anyway. That's not what I want to do. Hi, Paul. Thank you for sharing. You're right there. I'm just trying to get things. I wish there was a way. I can't figure out. I swear, I just need an assistant who knows tech stuff, because it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm just going to give it time to be shared out, get some likes. Please hit the screen, tap the screen so we can get a lot of people on. The more excitement we can generate, the more readings I will end up doing. So please do your part and share it, and tap the screen so that we can get some engagement. Let's see if I can back that out. That's still too long. Okay, we got that. We can pin that. Okay. Oh, I think I got it all. Hello, loves. All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. All right, just so you guys know, in case you see me looking in different directions, I am streaming in several places. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So I'm going to go back and forth between the different platforms and pick people I'm drawn to. Sophia, I've never had an energy reading before. Sophia, make sure that you put your first and last name in the comments, and that way I can be able to, sorry, Spirit's already coming in. I'm not doing a list. What I'm doing is just going to who I'm drawn to. So I'm going to go back and forth between platforms. If I call your name and you're not here, I'm going to move on. So that's the rules. Put your full first and last name in the comments. Please share, tap the screen with lots of hearts and likes. Gifts will get you even a higher priority. And I make sure you put your first and last name. That way I can make sure that I'm getting a clean read. And what comes through is what's going to come through, okay? All right. And if I don't call on you, don't take it personal. It's not, it's just who I'm called to. So we have like 70 people on TikTok. We got a handful of people on the other platforms. So once again, that's how it works. If you are on whatever platform you're on, please share, like it, put your full first and last name, and I will go to who I'm drawn to. While I'm doing this, it is in promotion of my program, SoulVation. I'm doing this as part of my promotion of SoulVation. It's a program, my live program that I'm running for quantum embodiment. As a reminder, it does have a 48-hour fast action bonus of 2 90-minute sessions with me. Which is a $660+ value in itself. And if you are a Tier 2 member of Harmonia Tarot, or you become a Tier 2 member of Harmonia Tarot, before tomorrow at 8 p.m., or actually before next week, you will also be able to access a $200 coupon code in addition to all of that magic. So lots of information on SoulVation on my site for you and my links if it calls to you. All right, let's do some readings. Rachel Wilson. Rachel Wilson, are you still here, love? And then I'm going to go over to TikTok. Just remember, if you leave and I call your name, I'm not going to wait. If you don't answer, I will move on. Rachel Wilson, are you here? Hi, Kathy. Okay, perfect. See if this motivates me, because I am needing energy. Okay, Rachel Wilson. So Rachel, when I tap into you, at first I felt very floaty, which was interesting because I didn't feel like I wasn't grounded. I just felt like I was floating. And so as I dropped deeper into your energy, I started to feel a heaviness in the back of my heart. And it's weird, I'm getting this visual of being like with your neck. Like I feel like this energy wrapped around your neck into your shoulders, almost like it's coming around your neck and kind of pulling your shoulders back. And like, I feel like you're restrained or you're restricted or you're holding yourself back. And there's this heaviness that is building in the back of your heart because you're not letting the energy move through you. And you're holding on to something. At the same time, you're not expressing something. And I almost feel like you either don't feel safe to express it, or you've tried to express it and you've been like shut down or made to feel crazy or, minimized in some sort. And so you haven't been able to say what you want to say. And so it's like you keep swallowing it and keep holding it. And instead of processing it or working through it on your own, right? Because you don't always have to express it to that person. Instead of like working through it, it's like you're suppressing it. And I can just feel it all being crammed in the back of your heart. But I feel like this weird energy. And so what's happening is your body, it's like your energy, I said it didn't feel like you were ungrounded, but I don't know. It's weird because it's not my normal symbol for ungrounded, but you're definitely not all the way in your body. You're definitely not all the way in your body. So I don't know what that's about. If there's anything you can validate on that, I would appreciate it. But I just feel this knotted energy back there. So this is what we're going to do, because it's almost like the energy is so knotted. Like I need to go deeper into the energy. So for those of you who don't know, I am a multi-dimensional channel and healer, right? And obviously I teach this work too. So I'm going to do a little bit of healing work. I'm going to kind of do some untangling of that energy behind your heart, because I need to go into that energy. You are afraid of stepping into your potential of who you know that you can be and who you desire to be. There is a fear of you leaving behind the version of you that you are in right now, because it's the only version of you that you've really ever known. And it's, you have a lot of programming around that, a lot of other people's programming, a lot of other people's chiming in on you, that's really kind of cultivated this identity that you are holding on to. You're holding on to this identity. And so what we want to do for you is to set you free. So start expressing creatively what it is that you need to express, letting it out, whether that's journaling, holding space for yourself, any of those types of things, so that you can get it out. Like like one of the things that we're going to be doing in SoulVation, like one of the very small little aspects, tiny piece, is like just free writing, right? I believe, just letting it go. I believe this, that, just let it go about yourself. Really getting clear about what you believe about yourself and looking at that and asking yourself if that's true. And then really getting another piece of paper and saying, what is true for me and how can I cultivate that identity? How can I step more into that? And I definitely feel like there's some people in your life you're going to have to let go of. Because as you move into this new phase of who you are, as you move into this new identity of who you know you truly are and who you know you can be, those people are not going to benefit from that. And they're going to pull back anyway. So I say that for you to be prepared. Like sometimes growth comes with a lot of goodbyes, right? So it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to kind of let all of that go, all of that holding back, all of that suppression, and just set yourself free, okay? Set yourself free. It's almost like when I say that, I can feel like your back opening up and like new wings starting to come out. This is going to be super healing for your throat chakra too. So I pulled a card for you for validation, personal healing, and happiness. Your door to personal healing and happiness. So we just talked about is your personal door to healing and happiness. When you're able to start to do this, you're going to be walking through a new door. It might be uncertain because you don't know who you're becoming. You don't know what you're capable of. But at the same time, you do. You just don't believe that you're capable of it. So if you can start to take some of these energies and move forward with what we talked about, it's going to be your door to personal healing and happiness. And I just see this version of you as she walks through that door, so happy, so light, so free, a little confused, right? Because it's new, exciting, uncertain. But that's what's coming for you. That's your potential. That is your potential. I should keep a list of who I have done. Hopefully I can do that. So that was for you, Rachel. Okay, let's go to TikTok. I'm going to scroll back up and see who we got, who put their first and last name in. Make sure you guys are sharing and liking the broadcast, please. It helps me. Lydia, is it Manzi? Are you here? Lydia Manzi, are you here? Oh, Rachel says, oh my gosh, you are very spot on. Thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. SoulVation would be really good for you. If you're, I don't know where you are in your level, so look at the link and review it, and see if it's something that calls to you. Because I don't know what level you're at, so I don't want to just say. But those are the kind of things we're going to be doing in the program. So Lydia is not here, so we're going to go to another name. Mandy Oliver. Mandy Oliver, are you here? Perfect. Oh, Manzi is here. Let me go back. You guys got to be quick. Let me go back. And please be patient with me. We have so many people on right now. And Spirit is coming through. I am feeling it. Okay, Lydia. I just want to make sure I had your first name right. Okay, Mandy Oliver, stay tuned. I'll come back to you. Lydia Manzi, this is for you, my love. And as I'm reading, you guys, please validate whatever you can, but be clear about what you're validating. So it's interesting, when I first connected to you, Lydia, I could feel a lot of pressure on my ears, and I got a slight tingling of the head. I'm just going to over-explain things for those who, I don't know what you guys know and what you don't know. So little tingles on the head are spirit communications. It's either activations or downloads, but that's all it is. But what I feel like it is it's not necessarily like, I'm not saying you're not getting downloads or information or inspiration, but there's a lot of energy coming in, and it feels like it's getting caught in your upper areas. Like there's a lot of pressure right here. I really feel, can you guys hear those parrots? They're so loud. Let me shut my front door. It's gonna drive me nuts. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So Lydia, I feel this pressure on your ears, and it feels like the energy's coming in, and it's just wanting to, it's like this pressure is just building, and it just wants to just break free. get a lot of spirit, because I almost want to do this and like clog my ears. Even though it's pressure, I feel like you might be overstimulated or oversensitive to noise or energy right now, or have been, in the past. Because I keep wanting to plug my ears, but the issue is that it's not external. It's internal. It's the energy coming in, amplifying everything. And I feel like this pressure, and I can't tell if the pressure is something you're physically feeling, or if it's something that's like the energy is just building and you're going to lose your mind because it's coming in so much. You're going through some serious upgrades right now. When we get this energy cleared, and you start to learn how to manage the energy, you're going to start to have really clear communication with your intuition, with your higher self, with your guides, with loved ones. Like, you're going to start to develop a lot faster. But then I also, as I moved past that, I could feel some, I don't know, it's weird. I'm hearing scabbed, like scabbed energy on your shoulder. Like, there's a lot of stuff that is on your shoulders, or had been on your shoulders, and the scabs are telling me that it's healing, but at the same time, I feel like it's every time it gets this close to being healed, meaning you get so close to moving through that pattern, or moving through that trauma or that memory or whatever it is, when you get on that edge and you're like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to be different, and I'm going to feel different, and I'm going to set boundaries, or whatever it is, right? It's like you do this, and then when it comes down to it, you almost feel like you just get broken down. And so it's like the scab starts to get picked open, and it's just like you never fully get to the other side of it. And we really want to get you to the other side of it. So let's see. So what I'm hearing for you is actions have to align with words. So so this is boundaries. If you say you're going to do something, or you're not going to do something, you need to back it up. You need to 100% back it up, and you have to do that every single time. You have to be so committed to keeping your word to yourself. And this is what's going to heal whatever it is that you have been carrying on your shoulders for so long, and you're so effing over it, right? And so that's what's going to help it heal. But whatever it is that's going on in your life, whether it's people pleasing, whether it's feeling like you have to do everything on your own, whatever it is, there's something coming up for you that you get so. You ever seen that meme where the guy's digging a tunnel and he quits right at the edge, where if he would have hit one more time, he would have broken through? That's what I feel for you. Like, I feel like you're so effing close to moving through something, and you get right there and it gets so intense, and you bail and you go back to old ways, and we can't do that anymore. Yes, you feel that. Okay, good. Do you currently hear spirit? Because I want to see where you are. Or do you just someone who talks to themselves a lot? Do you have any of that going on? Do you have an inner dialogue going on where you're constantly talking to yourself, like asking yourself questions and then answering yourself? Or are you aware of communication with spirit? Maria, we have so I'm in San Diego. We have a flock of wild parrots that travel all over the county. I've never seen them this where I'm at, so it's just crazy that they're here. I'm aware of communication and spirit. Okay, perfect, good. So you're gonna go, this up level that you're going through is gonna take you to the next level. Like, you're seriously gonna go to the next level. I'm gonna give you a technique right now. I don't know what your level of energy management is when it comes to discerning and working with your gifts. But what I'd like to tell you is anytime it gets, and anybody can take this, this is a really good tip. So anytime you get overstimulated where you do want to do this, or you feel like it's just too much, right? Sometimes, like I have YouTube on with like flute music in the background, and I got the parrots. I'm bringing in a lot of energy right now, so it makes everything like 50 times louder, right? Like tangible things are way louder. So what you have to do is adjust your volumes. So you can do two ways. Pick whatever way resonates with you. It's like one side's volume and one side's balance, where like it equalizes, right? Where you're turning the outside down and the inside up. Or you can see an equalizer table, you know, with those things that go up and down. And again, you can show it, like visualize it, where it says like external noise down, internal noise up, and then equalize it out so that everything chills out, right? Or you can do it the opposite. Like when I go out and I'm on a date or I'm out with my friends, I'm not reading my friends. I'm not reading my date. I don't want to be communicating with people's loved ones. I don't want to be channeling in that time. So I will turn I don't even have to manually do it anymore. It's just an automatic. Like I've trained my body automatically to where it just turns down. And I'll still feel them, but no, because spirit doesn't have any boundaries. They're like, I see her light on. I'm going to go get to her and try to talk to people, you know? Okay. So try working with that. They really want you to really work with your clairaudience, because I feel like that is your main clair. It's your strongest clair, is your clairaudience. Continue to work with that. I see you like channeling and really just going to a whole nother level, like verbatim channeling. But that's why you're going through this upgrade. Like they have to expand you and your ability to hold frequency so you can start bringing some bigger things through. I just have to focus. You're so welcome. Yeah, it's not really about excuse me. It's not really about focus. It's about allowing. And so all that noise was external distraction. And so I turned it down, but I also needed to shut the door. So after I shut the door, I was like, oh, let me turn it down. So I turned it down and I could balance it. So it's just a matter of learning to work with the energies and just working with your navigation. So when you get to that space, once you're able to equalize it and manage your energy, you're just in a state of allowing. So don't try to, this is weird. It's like when I say focus, it goes like this. So it almost narrows. I feel like it's narrowing. And I don't think you mean it that way, but sometimes when we focus, we minimize the container in which the energy can flow to us. So instead, allow and discern the energy. And that's where we want you to get with your management. I hope you follow that. That's the part you have a hard time with, yeah. Well, if you want to work with me, I have a program called the Energy Matrix. It's on my website. You can just do phase 1, or you can do the full 3-phase program, but it will really help you learn energy management. It will really help you to do that. But even if you want to work with somebody else, I would highly find someone who works with the energetics, right? And really managing that, because it would be very helpful for you. So whoever you resonate with, that's where I would go. Okay. Tanya Lee's in the house. She's the one, you guys, that has Harmonia Tarot. So if Tanya, if you have a chance, can you drop your membership link in the comments? If you guys are wanting a $200 discount off of SoulVation, you have to be a tier 2 member of Harmonia Tarot. That's who runs Harmonia Tarot. It's my soul sister, Tanya Lee. All right, we're going to go back to this platform. Let me see. I did Rachel. Amy, is it Eberhard? Are you here? Is it Ashton Cole 3? Are you, says, girl, I need something, please. I'm going through it a lot. Just drop your full name. First and last name. I will come back. Oh, perfect. Amy's here. Great. Thank you for doing that promptly. All right, we're going to disconnect everyone else. Let's connect to Amy. Okay, so we got some interesting things going on, Amy. You have a lot of third eye upgrades coming in for you with this energy, a lot, and they're telling me that there are some beliefs that are being brought up in your life right now for you to really integrate and break through. That have really been upper limits for you. And so whatever's coming up, it's like pushing it. There's things coming up in your reality that are pushing against some beliefs, and that's happening for you to look at the beliefs, because a belief is made up of judgments, of comparisons. It's beliefs are not anything. Every belief is a limit. There's no such thing as good beliefs. Every belief is a limit. So you're having things come up, and that's part of the third eye upgrade. Is they're doing a lot of mind expanding right now. I keep wanting to do this, so I don't know if you're having frontal headaches or headaches in general, but it's because if you are, it's because this energy is coming in and it's just pushing on those beliefs. It's pushing on those beliefs. Thank you, Tanya. And so if you're having headaches, that's what's happening. And so you really need to work with like listening to the body and using. I did a post today on Facebook. I know you're on YouTube, but I did a post today on Facebook about the sensations in the body and the awareness, and the space between is where the embodiment can happen. That's where that potential is. And so really pay attention to what's coming up in your life that's pushing against some beliefs where you're like, I don't believe this, or I can't believe this, or there's something to that, and it's creating physical. I don't know if you have headaches. Do you have headaches? Because I feel like it's just constricting your head right now because there's some things there. But then as I came down, that was the main focus. It's like the main focus. When I came down, your throat and solar plexus were both very, very active. So what that tells me is these beliefs are causing you to have to take action, and empowered action, and step into your power, right? Step into the essence of who you truly are. And with that will come new expression. And all this shit that's on your shoulders right now will fall off. I'm having extreme pressure in my head, comes quickly in last short periods, 20, 30 doctors. Yeah. Yeah, it's energetic, babe. It's not, you don't have like, I don't see. And please, if you feel called to continue to go to the doctor, I'm not telling you not to do that. But I feel like this is energetic. And so I really would like for you, again, energy matrix would be the first phase, right? Would be a really good program for you, but I'm going to give you this exercise right now. Anybody who feels called to take this exercise, please take it, because it's just going to be free help. And I know this is going to be, I'm going to tell you this and you're going to be like, I can't do that, Johanna. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. Okay. So when the pressure comes, if, I don't know if you have kids or a noisy home, if you can, I used to hide in the closet, for crying out loud, to get quiet. Put some headphones on if you can. Try to block out the noise. Put a blindfold on, sit in the closet when you have the pressure and sit there. Sit there and breathe. And I want you to go into the pain. I want you to go into the pain, right? So I want you to think about when you have a child, 3, 5 years old, and they have a tummy ache. And you say, what does it feel like? And my son used to say, it's beeping, mommy, it's beeping. And that meant that the pain was coming in pulses, right? So I want you to act like you are describing to a doctor, to your mom, to your best friend, whatever, the sensations in the pain. And what that's going to do is it's going to put you in the observer role, and it's going to have you exploring the pain. So it's like, I want you to literally feel like you're sticking your head into the pain, or you are separate from the pain and you're walking into it. And you're like, what does it feel like? What is the temperature? How big is it? How small is it? How does it move? And just lean in. And as you do, and you feel that pain, it's going to start to dissipate, because you're going to start to get insight on what you're pushing up against. I would also like for you, I feel like the best place for you to do this is going to be in the shower, but anywhere that you feel called to, I want you to visualize normally I would tell you to visualize energy coming into your head. I want you to visualize the energy that is pressurizing your head. And I want you to see a funnel, and it just flowing down your body and out your legs and down into the earth. And I want you to start having a regular practice of moving that energy, because I feel like the energy is coming in is just getting stuck. And this energy over here is just like, if we could just take a different action, we'll express it differently, and that whole everything's going to start to move. Everything's going to start to move. So we really want to do that for you. We really want that to be. They're also saying minerals are going to be super important for you. So either get like a Shilajit, a mineral supplement, sea moss, the very minimum Celtic sea salt, or Himalayan sea salt. Get good qualities though, please. I have the one I use is in my Amazon store front. A healthy pinch in every glass of water that you do. That's going to help really open the flow of things up on a physical level. And it's really going to be helpful to your brain tissue right now. So if you can start to add that in, it's going to be super helpful for you. See if we have anything else for you. Now I see why I was so drawn to you. I just feel like there's something you're going to learn about yourself, or an ability you're going to discover that you have. There's a gift that's going to come from this. Hi, Meredith. There is a gift that's going to come from this. So it's really important for you to do that practice of going into your pain. And sometimes that's going to be hard, because I understand when you have that massive head pressure. But it's about you learning to work with the energy. Because let me tell you, I've been in your shoes. When I started work, when my gifts really accelerated and I started really up leveling, I had so many health issues come to surface that I thought were health issues, and they were not. They were all energy issues, every single one of them. I ended up having to figure it out all by myself. Doctors all told me I was crazy. I went through like 8 doctors, left several of them in tears. I understand. Please use that practice and go into the pain. Okay. That's what I have for you, Amy. Amy says, thank you. I appreciate you reading for me. I've just felt stuck. I couldn't explain the headaches, didn't feel it was medical. I absolutely would do the practice. Yes, perfect. Don't give up on yourself either. Like, it's not going to be easy the first time you do it or do any of those practices. Just keep doing it. And please give yourself some grace and compassion, because this shit is not easy. It's just not. It's frustrating as all hell. So I want to validate that. Okay, let's go over to TikTok. All right, let me see. Austin Cole. Ashton. Why do I want to say Austin? That's my son's name. Ashton Cole. Perfect. Okay, Ashton Cole, you are next. Oh, Mandy Oliver. Don't let me forget you. I will come back to you. I don't have a pen, or I'd write your name down. Okay. Disconnect from everyone. And we're going to connect to Ashton Cole. So I'm just going to start explaining what I'm feeling, and more will reveal itself as we go. I'm a physical medium. For those who are wondering how I read, I bring it into my vessel. The first thing I felt for you was a lot of heart energy. And then I felt this really expansion happening in your heart. And then they showed me heart palpitations. This is energy related. Where energy's coming in, they're working on expanding your heart. And so sometimes if you feel heart palpitations, or you feel like your heart skips a couple of beats or accelerates, we're going to do some clearing for you. Excuse me. Know that that's what that is. There's a lot of heart expansion going on there. And I almost feel like you get a rapid heartbeat sometimes, and you're like, what is this? Or you might get, like, your body temperature might get a little hot. You might feel like you're having a panic attack or anxiety attack. It's just the frequency coming in. So I'm going to go to what they're making me feel the strongest. I have a lot of pain in my jaw. Almost like I want to bite down on my jaw or grind my teeth. I feel like there's so much stress and so much pressure. And it's creating knots in your digestive system. It's just it's just creating stomach issues. Because you're not standing in your power. You're not. I feel like you want to fix it. You want to make it better. You want to stop it. You want to control it. I don't know, any of those things. Like you want to do something with it. And it's, but you don't, or you don't know how, and it's like, so there's this build up in your throat and this tension in your jaw to hold it back. And then it just starts this energy starts folding in on itself and just knotting up in your stomach. This is going to cause ulcers. I don't know why I felt like I needed to tell you that. I don't know if you have ulcers or if you have people in your family that have ulcers, but this is going to cause ulcers or hernia. So it'll cause ulcers and even cause a hernia. if you don't have that already. No, but you feel like you're going to get ulcers. Why do you feel like you're going to get ulcers? I want to control the whole narrative, but I don't know where to go. Okay. I've been to cardiologists. I'm 29. They found nothing. Oh, you do get heart palpitations often. Okay. I'm having some crazy tickle stuff in my throat right now. Yeah, it's because, so here's what happens. Because I'm also a healer, when I'm working in your field, my words are light encoded. And so they're gonna do, the frequency is gonna come into your body. As long as you're accepting of it, it's gonna start moving things around and trying to assist you. It's just something that happens. So there's energy running on you behind the scenes. So no, you're not crazy. The heart palpitations have nothing to, your heart is fine. You guys, some of you know this because you followed me for a long time, but I was misdiagnosed with a freaking stroke. And it wasn't a stroke, it was energy. It was me going through a freaking upgrade. And one of my light bodies is what they called it, coming online. But I felt like I had paralysis, and I felt like my heart I was having a heart attack. So I understand all of this. You're not crazy. It is energetic. I think it's always important that we do our due diligence and we go to the doctor anyway. But when your doctor can't figure it out, it's usually because it's energetic, right? So just know when it happens, just take some deep breaths and just go, okay, there's energy moving. They're expanding things in my heart. She says, I want to control the whole narrative, but I don't know where to go. That's your first, I don't want to call it a problem, but control is the problem, right? That's the thing that keeps everything constricted. That's the thing that ties everything up. You can't control. You have to allow. You have to allow. And so when we allow, allow and discern. So as we allow things to unfold in our life, we go with the flow. Okay, this is what is. This is what is happening. Be in the moment. This is what it is. Okay. Now, how am I going to react to that? How am I going to respond to that? That is what you need to focus on. And one of the things that I love to say to myself is, whatever the stress is, whatever the issue is, how do I want to look back and tell this story of how I navigated this? How did I handle this? In 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 days, 5 years, whatever it is, how do I want to look back and say, I walked through this? And change your narrative of how you're approaching yourself. We can't control anything. We just have to kind of go into it and say, okay, this is happening for me. Why is it happening for me? What are you wanting me to do? Talk to yourself. What am I being called to do? What supplements am I being called to? What practices am I being called to? Do I feel like I need to rest more? Do I feel like I need to go outside more? Nature, trees in particular, are going to be super important for you, I heard. You feel like that all the time. You think you're dying 24/7. Oh, I'm sorry, love. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. Oh. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do for you on this free reading. If you want to go into a deeper session, if you've never had a session with me, I have $99 first time sessions. I would recommend you do that, and we can kind of go in a little bit deeper, and I might be able to get some more information. I do quick connects on these short reads, but let me tap in a little bit more here for 1 second. Okay, so what I heard was there needs to be a complete and total change of health. I don't know. I feel like you've already made some major changes in your health, but we're talking clean foods. So ditch the processed foods. Again, take the same advice I gave the other woman. Minerals. So again, Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. Get a Shilajit, supplement or sea moss, something that has a high mineral profile. Get those minerals in. Thank you for the gift, whoever just gifted me. Get your minerals in, change your diet, move your body, trees. Like those are the things that I feel the most called for. The stress is where your ulcers are going to come in. So I love this. They're reminding me of this time they gave me this message that stressing is making something bigger than it is. It's stretching it out. So what you're doing when you're stressing is you're taking a problem and you're making it bigger than it is. So if you can come back to the moment of, okay, I feel the pressure in my jaw. What am I worried about? What am I afraid is going to happen or is not going to happen? Again, we want to call it out, right? So this is my purification process. So I see you. I see that I'm stressed. Let me inquire. I hear you. Please tell me. So you inquire and you say, what am I afraid of is going to happen or is not going to happen? And you start to listen to the stories, because that's all they are, stories that come up from an observation, right? And you allow yourself, you move into I am safe. I am safe to feel this. I'm safe to feel the fear. It's not real. Come back to this moment. What is real? Look around you, 3-foot perimeter, right? Chew some gum. Chewing gum will increase the digestive enzymes in your mouth, which will tell your body that it's actually safe and it can start to digest energy. You can put your face in a bowl of ice water, right? Whatever it is that you can do to kind of snap yourself back to this moment and start to work with that energy of, okay, this is what's happening. I'm feeling this. What is the story? I'm actually safe. That is not real. It's all a story. Just keep coming back for this moment. This is the work, you guys. It fucking sucks a lot of the time. I'm just going to be real with you. That's the work. You have to embody the work. You have to embody the practices. But that's where your ulcers are going to come from, because your stomach, when you're stressing like that, your body can't digest energy. It can't digest food properly. It gets acid buildup. It comes up. You get hernia or you get ulcers. And stress is just horrible on the body. It's so acidic. So please work with that practice. But we also want to get an alkaline diet going on. So we want to eat the white meats, lots of berries, lots of fruit. Pineapple will be good because it's super anti-inflammatory. Reduce your cheese. Try to eliminate all packaged processed foods and do that. Try it for 30 days if you're able to do that, because that is going to help support the body as well. And then, of course, getting those minerals in. So you're going to have to attack this on multiple fronts, but you're going through such a big upgrade right now. And they want you to know that this isn't going to last forever. You're not dying. You're perfectly fine. Don't let this. It's almost like it's going to go faster if you can surrender into it and just recognize that it's happening for you. That doesn't mean if your intuition tells you to go to a doctor or hospital, then go, but check in with yourself. Are you afraid, or is this just upgrades, right? So we really need to work on that self-communication as well. Okay. Yeah, you're in fight or flight 24/7. That's not going to help you. And I know that. I've been craving gum. It is hard to accept what's not real, but it's a practice. I've been doing this shit for, I don't know, over 10 years. And I can tell you that it's still a practice to this day. Am I really good at it? Yeah. But I mean, I've been going through some serious upgrades over the last couple of weeks. And I had my moments where I had to be like, this is not real, Johanna. It ain't real. It's just a story in my head. It's it. It's a freaking story. It's a story. It's not real. This is real. I am real. What's around me is real. Everything else is so I have a TikTok that's up right now and a couple of posts that are up on the other places where I literally said in there that what happens is when we're presented with similar energy in different circumstances, right? Our mind, our ego, goes through the algorithm of the past. It says this is a similar energy, or this is the same energy, different circumstances. All right, based upon this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. All fear related, and it's not happening. They're doing it to protect you, but it's a fucking trap. It's a trap to keep you stuck where you are, round and around and around and around the same shit. So you have to realize that and go, oh, what I'm hearing in my head, the things that I'm worried about, the things that I'm stressing about, the future things, this is all predictions. And they're not coming from an intuitive place. They're coming from a fear-based place. So they're not good predictions. They're not predictions you want. But if you focus on those predictions, you're sure as hell going to call them in. So you have to recognize that it's just to keep you safe. You have to take that fear and say, you know what? I'm going to do this instead. I know it's scary, and I know, but I have to have courage, and courage is walking with the fear. So none of this is easy, honey. None of this is easy, but this is the work. And so that's what we really want you to do, because the biggest health threat you have right now is ulcers. It is that. The other thing is they're telling me right now is humming. So for those of you who don't know, your own frequency is the most healing frequency that you can, that will heal your body. Your voice, your frequency is the most healing thing over anybody else's. So humming is a really great way to regulate your nervous system, or toning, right? For those who've ever heard me tone, you know that it can be loud, it can be a lot, it doesn't always sound pretty, but you can go on a drive, you can go in the shower, nobody's home, just open your mouth and just let it out. Just make a noise. Whatever comes out, whatever pitch, don't judge it, but just make noises. And that will send vibrations through your nervous system and help to heal and regulate it. Okay? 7 years, yeah. Yeah, chicken, turkey, that kind of stuff. Yes, ma'am. Okay. That's what I have for you, love. I hope that helps. I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to come back to the person I said I was going to do. You know who you are. Please drop your name again. We have so many in there. Okay. Is that her name? Is it Mandy? Thanks, Tanya. Yeah, thank you. Oh, look, it's Mandy. Okay, I'll come back to Mandy. Don't let me forget about Mandy. I'm going to come over here real quick now. Everybody's got your back, Mandy. Okay. Yeah, so this is right here for those who are looking. This is where you get the discount if you're wanting $200 off SoulVation. And that can be compounded. So that can be compounded with the 48-hour fast action bonus of 2 sessions with me. Okay, for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, if you want a reading, please drop your name. Paul Castaneda, are you still here? I knew somebody with that last name of Castaneda. What was her first name? Oh, I can't remember. Monique, I think? Monique Castaneda? Do you know a Monique Castaneda? Okay, you're here. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it feels like we've been on for 5 minutes and we've been on for an hour. Okay, I'm going to disconnect from everybody else. Paul. So you got the tingles on the top of your head too. So you got spirit communication happening. You have some energy. They show it to me differently though. So um, this isn't like you're getting downloads. You have, they show it to me as like a frequency pouring, like a liquid, almost looks like a liquid pouring into your crown and down your body. And when I sit in your energy, I just want to sit in silence. And that's what I feel like you should be doing right now, is spending a lot of time. They're saying like an hour a day minimum. If you can do twice a day, that would be better, of just sitting in stillness and silence. Almost like sensory deprivation. And not only is this going to bring some peace to you, it's going to take you to a whole nother level of your awakening. And they show me like you're not doing this to access information. You're just sitting, and then what you're doing is you're sitting in a space of allowing, and eventually you're gonna either start seeing different faces coming in. I don't know if you've ever even had that happen, where it's like different faces, like a stream of different faces. When that happens, I'm gonna clear some energy for you. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, we cleared it. Ooh. Okay. When you see a lot of different faces fading in and out, it's different entities, light beings coming in to see if they're ready to work with you and you're ready to work with them. And so that can happen. It can happen in meditation, when you're falling asleep, when you're waking up, in those twilight moments. You can have a stream of faces. That's, if it's not already happening, that's something that's going to be happening. But they're really wanting you to sit in stillness for time. I have a lot of Arcturian energy coming up for you right now. A lot of Arcturian energy. I don't know if you're like a logical person. Arcturians are very logical. They're very scientific. Some of them are often very dry even. You have an Arcturian guide. What dimension are you? 11th. You have an 11th dimensional Arcturian guide who's wanting to work with you. If you ever close your eyes and see swirls of purple, know that is their energy surrounding you. And I just see your third eye getting really big. Like Arcturians are very visual. You know, they're very visual people. They're beings. But they like to work with the energy. They like to investigate. They like to break it down. It could lead you into lucid dreaming, dream walking even. But there's something that's going to come from you sitting in this silence and doing this sensory, almost sensory deprivation type of practice. What else do we have here? I just see this huge, they just keep showing me this huge eye on your forehead and it blinking, like just freaking massive. Love waking up in the middle of the night. Very thankful. Yes, lately lots of third eye buzzing. Perfect. Yeah, I almost feel like you're going to reach the size and the magnitude of the energy that I feel in your third eye. They're making me feel like, so so I see with my eyes open. I don't know why I'm going to tell you this story though. I see with my eyes open. So I see codes that fall from the sky all the time. It's like walking in snow coming down, you know? But then I see apparitions. So I see, and not from a sense of like, I've had deities come to me. I've had like, you know, high priestesses, goddesses, galactic beings. And sometimes they'll appear as just a color or a frequency. And then sometimes they will show themselves to me where I will see them in an apparition form. So I can see through them, but I can see them. And the further away they are, the more real they look. So you can be like walking down the grocery store aisle and to be like, whoa, dude. And you're going to trip out for a minute. And I remember the first time this ever, well, not the first time, because the first time was my grandmother, but I remember one night I was paying my bills. This was like 2017. I had a glass of wine. I'm paying my bills. I'm sitting at my desk, have a nice candle, and I see this face come up over my shoulder, kind of like, "What you looking at?" Kind of curious. And I went, oh, "What the fuck?" Because it looked so real. It was so real. Like I would have thought it was a normal person. I wouldn't have guessed it was spirit, but it was one of my guides, and they freaked me out because I was startled. I was not off guard, but I feel like you're gonna get to that level. You have great energy, though. I feel like you have a pretty high frequency. Can't wait to be connected. Yeah. But they just keep saying, like, don't try. You don't have to try for this. Just sit in the silence. So you said you like getting up in the middle of the night. Is that when you're meditating? Because that's when you should be meditating. If you get up in the middle of the night, just sit up in bed. Just sit up in bed. If you have some over the ear headphones, something like that, put them on. If you have an eye mask, or just your room's pitch dark, and just take some deep breaths and just sit and just breathe. Focus on your breath, in, out, whatever you have to do to just be in that is going to be so helpful for you. Soraya. I see you, Soraya. I'm going to pull a card for you, Paul. I really like your energy, though. I'm excited for you because I'm thinking over the next, I don't know, 6 months, you're going to have some major growth. Major growth in your development. I'm going to pull a card for you. Oop, that is not for you. And then we'll head over and find Mandy. Yes. Victory. We got victory for you. So here's what's interesting about this. I'm being called to the number 28. The number 28 is an attraction energy. It attracts. This number tells me that you are going to attract the exact energy and the exact, I'm hearing, deities that are going to guide you on your journey. But I also feel like all this gold in here, like, I don't know, I just feel like, see, and her eyes are closed and there's just so much like gold around her. Like, I just feel like this is going to create your victory. Like, this is going to be the gift that you give to yourself. This is going to open up so much for you. But again, I also feel like there's a woman. This is interesting. I feel like there's a woman that's coming in. I don't know if she's a mentor or a significant other or a friend, but you're going to connect to this woman. She kind of feels a little shamanic, but I'm not sure she labels herself that way. But she's going to come in and she's going to be super important on your path. So look for that. And they're saying you'll know when you find her. You'll know. And you'll just be kind of intrigued by her. But I feel like this is somebody that is a more in-person thing. Okay? Yes, Mandy's next from TikTok. Mandy, please put your last name. Mandy, if you're still here, put your last name, first and last name. You're so welcome. Mandy Oliver, that's right. Okay. All right, let me disconnect from Paul. Mandy Oliver, we got you. Thank you, everybody, for helping remind me to come back to her. Okay, Mandy, we're going to go into what I'm feeling and we'll go see where this takes us. So the first thing that came through was the high heart. Um, the high heart is something we don't talk about a lot. We have our heart chakra. We have a high heart. Um, there's a lot of work going on your high heart. This is something that has been a long time coming for you. There's something that is around. I don't even know why I'm going to say it this way, but around the bend. There's something coming for you around the bend. So that's very specific wording. I don't use that wording. And you need to have your high heart online and operating. And this is where we're able to be and explore joy and love and play. It's like, for me, the guides always show me is like hot pink is like the highest. That color is like the highest frequency of love, right? Most of us are scared to play, to have joy, to like let loose, because we're afraid the other shoe's going to drop, kind of thing. But your high heart, there's work happening on your high heart, and so it kind of feels up here. It's between your heart and your throat, and so I don't know if you have any type of pains that are like a little bit higher and it's kind of confusing to you, but there's some work that's being done there. I'm going to clear your throat right now. The other thing that came after that was there's this energy behind the head, literally the back of my head. And it's interesting because they show it to me as like it almost looks like not a needle, but like a needle point, almost like a needle point. What is this? When you crochet or something, it's like one of those, but bigger. But that's what the visual looks like. And it's coming in through the back of your head and into your throat. What is this about? Are you meddling in someone else's business, or is someone meddling in yours? I'm hearing a lot of meddling is happening. And this is one's new for me, so I'm digesting it a little bit here. Can you give me another symbol, please? Okay. I don't know if you're married or if you have a mother-in-law or someone who is, I feel like someone's always like meddling with your head or messing with your head or trying to convince you of things or gaslighting you or something of that nature. And it's causing like pressure or stress in the back of your head, but it's also causing issues with your throat because you're not standing up for yourself. You're not speaking your truth. You're not honoring yourself and respecting yourself. And in a sense, you're kind of allowing this to happen. But I feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Or at least that's how you feel. That's how I feel, like you're stuck between a rock. Like you're afraid, if I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, kind of thing. And so you're just kind of like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna restrain myself or whatever. But this person, I feel like whoever's doing this, I feel like they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and they're intentionally getting to you. So as I go around this bend that they were talking about, they had me going around the bend again, going around the bend. It's like I come around the bend and it's like I'm coming out of a dark tunnel. And it's like, oh, and it's like beauty. The sun is shining, the colors are vibrant, and everything just is like, oh, this is what this feels like. This is what this feels like. Too much to explain, but it makes sense. Okay, good. Someone with trauma, you're trying to help. Okay. Be careful helping people who don't really want the help. Some people like to stay in the victim story. And some people like to feed off of your energy. They like to feed off of your energy. So there's a lot of boundaries that are going to come. This is an important lesson for you. But it's also important. I don't know if you've had a hard life or if it's because of this thing that's happening. I feel like whatever you're going through right now, whatever you've been through, this upper heart activation is really going to help you as you, again, go, they keep saying, coming around the bend, as you come around the bend. Because what's coming next for you, I almost feel like you're going to think, I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy of this. Why, like I'm afraid to lose this even. And so that's why they're doing the work here, because we have to get you to a space where you can hold that joy and hold that energy. But whatever this thing is with this other person, that's you gotta put that to bed. It does not feel in alignment for you. Claim they desperately want it, but it seems they're stuck in it. Yeah. I've been receiving the message to be more playful. Perfect. See? A lot of people say they want help, but then they don't do the work, right? So I'm just going to use this as an example. There's two types of people in this world. I have a ton of free content on my YouTube channel. I've always been someone who gives very freely. My posts are always very detailed when I do written posts. I always give a lot of free content, right? There's two different types of people. There's the people who take that free content who have never paid me $1. I have people that have followed me for years, never paid me $1, that have taken that content and put it into work and changed their freaking life. That's why it's there. And then I have people who complain that they can't afford my prices, and then they stay in the victim instead of taking the free information that was given and putting it into practice, because they don't want to do the work. They want it to come easy. They want someone to do it for them. That person you're working with is the latter. They want to siphon your energy, and they're not actually going to do the work. In fact, the most healing thing you can do is say, I'll hold space for you, which means you'll sit with them in the dark. You'll listen to them, but you're not going to give them advice. You're not going to try to fix them, because they're not going to do the work. And you have to really be mindful of that for your energy. And playfulness, what we're talking about with the playfulness, this is something that Spirit's been talking to me personally about for a couple of years now. You can heal like 10 times faster in the energy of play than you can being in the shadow frequencies. We all are going to have our time of going through our own darkness. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very, very important that we do that. But then we have to cross a level of where we get playful. And when we do that, we can reprogram a belief. We can reshape our identity. We can manifest much more faster. We can reprogram beliefs. We can do all kinds of things with the least amount of repetitions when we are playing. But a lot of times what happens is with us is that when we play, or we have fun, a lot of, not all of us, but a lot of us stop ourselves from enjoying the moment, because then we go back into, okay, the other shoe's going to drop, or something's going to happen, or this person's going to be upset, or that person's sad, so I can't be happy, or whatever. And so we have to be able to learn to allow ourselves to be in that energy, because that's going to be the change. But there is something very beautiful around the bend for you. But I really feel like whoever you're helping, you got to put an end to that, because it's not serving you whatsoever. Let me pull a card for you. They gave me weird metaphors for the meddling. As soon as they showed me the mother-in-law, though, I knew. Just because I had a mother-in-law who was like that, like person you're describing, so it made more sense to me. It is heartbreaking. Because, like, you know, I do this work because I feel compelled to, right? Because I feel compelled to help people. I want to help people. But I had to learn the hard way that I have to wait for people who want the help to come to me. And the ones that come to me are the ones that actually do the work. Even in my programs. Like, there's been times where I've had people who want to jump on a sales call before going into a group program, something I don't normally do. I don't do those anymore. You know why? I don't know why? Because those people, they don't want to do the work. Those people can't make a decision to join. They can't make a decision to do anything. And the ones who I just allow to come to me and say, I'm ready to do the work, those are the ones who buy programs, that do private mentorship, that put the work in and change their lives. So we have to, even though that person's coming to you, if they're not doing the work, you have to let them go. And they're probably going to get pissed off, but it will actually benefit them in the long run. You're doing the most healing thing for them. So you got 19, rest and rejuvenate. So this card is one that it tells me this is highly sensitive energy, right? When I see this card, I already know this is highly sensitive energy. So you have very good energy, very magical energy. You're very sensitive, and you're probably taking on a lot of this person's crap anyway. So the moment that they are around you and working with you, you're probably taking on some of that, and you probably don't even realize it. So you need to worry about you. You focus on you. You rest. You rejuvenate. You put your focus on you and being in joy, being in play, and doing the very best you can. And things are going to start to shift, and you're going to see that change very quickly. Oh, shut the front door. She says, an ex-mother-in-law is a part of the scenario. I love that. Thank you for that. I love that. Shut the front door. That's awesome. Well, I wasn't getting the needle point. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're trying to tell me. I've never had that. And that's not in my dictionary. You need to give me something that's in my dictionary. I'm so glad I got to you. Okay. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I don't. The internet isn't always the best, so we're doing that. Amen. All mother-in-laws be like that. Seriously, I've been married 3 times, y'all. I have never had a good mother-in-law. I vow to be a very good mother-in-law because of that, by the way. All right, let's see who's over here. Kathy Ogilby. I don't ever know how to pronounce your last name. We're going to do Kathy. Thank you for the share out, Katrina. Very much appreciated. All right, let me disconnect from Mandy. This is interesting, Kathy. I feel like you have some. Okay, I'm just going to describe exactly what I'm seeing and feeling. It's like I have a triangle of bars from the back of my head to this shoulder, across my back to this shoulder, and back up. That's keeping me stiff. I feel like stiff and stuck, like I can only do this. Like I feel like you can't see beyond this movement here. And they're like, there's all this potential and opportunities, but you are kind of imprisoned right now. It feels very limited, very limiting and frustrating for you. And you might actually even have pain that's coming down, straight down, like the back of your head into the traps of your, I think that's what they are, the traps of your back. Oh, I just want to get this off of you. I just want to get this off of you. This feels so limiting for you. There's like all of these gifts over here and all these opportunities, and they're not in your purview. And I don't understand what has caused this. I almost feel, they make me feel defeated. God, I know what that feels like. I kind of feel defeated. Okay. You're ahead of yourself. Kathy, you're ahead of yourself. I just heard she is ahead of her time. She's ahead of herself. The things that you are wanting to do and implement, it's not quite the right time yet. It doesn't mean you have to stop working on them. Get everything in a row, lined up. Get all of your ducks in a row, all of your research done. Be ready to pull the trigger. I feel like you have some potential investors that are going to be coming in as opportunities for you down the road. But you got to be ready, because these will be fast action opportunities, is what I heard. Fast action opportunities. And you, I feel like, are struggling with the interim, the waiting game, the process. I'm gonna ask them what I can do to remove this trap that I feel like you're in a trap off of you. Okay, we're gonna take this thing off of you. So if you feel anything, we have some support coming in. I'm gonna be clearing a lot. We're gonna remove this trap off of your body. Oh my God, I could throw up. It doesn't hurt me, so don't feel bad. All right, so we got it off of your head. They're working on getting it off of your traps. Ugh. I don't know where this I don't know where this came from, Kathy. This has really been holding you back. Okay, we've taken this. I don't know. God, it almost feels this is weird. It almost feels unnatural, like an implant. I don't feel like this is. I don't know how you got this on you. We've taken it off. We're going to run some clean frequencies through your body. Now I can start to move again. I still feel soreness in your traps, in the middle of. I don't know if that's. I just keep hearing traps. The center of the top of your back. I can still feel some soreness. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna let the frequencies run while we move on with the reading. You need to find purpose in passing the time, is what I just heard. Find something that gives you a sense of purpose that you enjoy doing while you're still working on these big projects that you are developing, and getting those ready. So it's like two different things going side by side. I should probably look at the comments. Find something with purpose that feels good for you, even if it's a muggle job. Um, Find something with purpose that makes you feel good to pass the time while simultaneously getting all of your ducks in a row, because they're very clear for me. There's going to be some investors that come down the line for you, and they're going to be fast action opportunities that you're going to have to jump on. And I really want you to, they're really wanting you to practice your elevator pitch, practice your quick thing that you're going to say to them, so that it's so natural when that time happens, it just comes across ridiculously confident. But you're just ahead of your time. We're not quite in the space where the world is ready to implement what you want to do. We're getting there, and we will get there in quickness. I don't see this being years down the road, but it's not right now. And you need to take the pressure off of yourself, and get back to doing something that you enjoy, that is supportive of you. I feel like, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I feel like you know this, and I feel like you know how to take care of yourself, but you so want to be in this other thing, which I get and I understand. And I think I know what it is, because if it's still the thing you were doing back in the day when we were all together, I think if it's the same thing. I got a job. Okay, you got a job at your kid's school. Good. And so that's tells you it's validation. It's validation. You're limiting yourself. Yeah. Um, Stop looking. I know this sounds counterintuitive. Stop seeking the opportunities. Quit seeking the next opportunity, and just be in the enjoyment of life and be open to the possibilities. Whatever that was constricting you, like that was I wouldn't be surprised if you either get sick right after this, or you need to take like you end up finding yourself needing to sleep or something. Like this was a huge energy release we just did. So I think that's going to help a lot, but it's, they're reminding me you can't seek and receive at the same time. You can't seek and receive at the same time. So stop looking for it and just be in the moment of your life and enjoy it while working on these other things. Building that package together, your elevator pitch, getting it all in line. It doesn't mean you still can't look for investors or look for opportunities or look for things. But it's like, make a step and be like, okay, now I'm just gonna, I put it's like you sprinkle your energy in that area and then you go back to living your life. And I feel like it's just all of a sudden it's gonna be like, and there's gonna be this opportunity that pops in front of you. Yeah, you got to get back to having some fun. I remember when you would salsa dance all the, I think it's salsa. You look like you were having so much fun. Like, get back to dancing. Get back to dancing. Eh, Have you made in-person friends yet in that new area or the area that you moved to? Have you established or like, do you have a community? Do you have people that resonate with you? A few. Okay, good. Woo, girlfriend. That was a big energy release. I don't know what you felt, but Lord, that was good. One is your doppelganger? No way. That's kind of cool. I like that. Girl, I know nobody ever wants to go back to a muggle job, and I know you've had a back and forth relationship with that, but just don't give up. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. I'm going to disconnect from you, my love. I love that she reminds you of me. I love that. That's cool. And I'm going to take a minute here because that was a big energy shift. Kathy, please drink some lemon water today. Please drink some lemon water today. I feel like you're going to feel way better tomorrow. Oh, okay. Whew. All right, what time is it? 1:38. All right, I think I'm going to do one more. So anyone on TikTok, if you haven't had a reading and you'd like one, please drop your first and last name in the comments. And in the meantime, I'm going to scroll over here. Hey, Katrina. Yeah, me too, Nancy. I drink 2 big things of lemon water with Himalayan salt every day. Lemon water is the first thing I have in the morning. It totally just flushes out your liver, your lymphatic system. It's like the best thing. I've been doing it for years. I don't think I could ever stop doing it. Let me scroll back. Kristen Porter. All right, so I'm going to do 2 more readings. I'm going to do one from TikTok, and I'll come back over here, and we'll do one from over here. I like give me apple cider vinegar. You're such a weirdo, Tanya. You know what? While she's saying that, though, someone told me once that they couldn't drink. I forget who it was. Someone said they couldn't drink lemon water because it does something to them. Pickle juice. I don't know why Tanya, you reminded me of that, but as soon as I saw your name, I remember it. If you can't drink lemon water, drink pickle juice. I don't know anything about drinking apple cider vinegar. I don't know how that works, but I do know pickle juice is helpful too. Okay, before I get to Kristen's reading, one last reminder, SoulVation is enrolling now. The enrollment's going to close next Friday. This is a live container, so it is going to be 8 modules. 6 of them have already been recorded. So there'll be 8 modules, total 8 community calls. Each community call is 2 hours, up to 2 hours. You have 2 lines of support to me and the group that you are a part of. You have a Marco Polo app and you have a WhatsApp chat. Say that 10 times fast. And this is really going to help you learn quantum embodiment. So this is where, it's good to learn things. It's good to practice things, but we have to embody them for them to become us, right? So Jesus said it best. Whatever you're wanting, know that it is done. And that's how manifestation works. That's the simplest form. So for us to change what we call into our reality, for us to change who we are, or we have to change who we are, right? So we attract what we are. We attract who we believe we are. And so you have to really embody the limits of your past through acceptance, through the work that we do in that course so that you can take on and become the person that has all of the things and does all of the things that you want. You have to be the change, right? That's how it works. That's embodiment, that's integration. And so the first part of that is acceptance. If you've accepted your past completely for what it is, you won't be afraid of the future. So the ego will have a hard time convincing you of your fear stories, right? But that's just the beginning of integration. There's so much that comes after that. You have to change your behaviors. You have to change the identity of who you are, how you label yourself. That's the boundaries, right? Your essence, your virtues, your values. So we go into all of this. I teach you my quantum embodiment technique. I go into teaching you different levels of the purification process. It's a very, very life-changing transformational course that will grow with you. Every time I run it live, you get to be a part of it, no matter how many times I do it, with just from because you purchased it the one time. So if that calls to you, if you want to learn more about it, I don't want to keep talking about it, check the link for SoulVation. Know that by tomorrow at 8 p.m., if you enroll before tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time, you get a fast action bonus, get 2 90-minute sessions with me, private sessions. You can use them right away. You can use them throughout the course, but they just have to be used this year. And lastly, if you are a Harmonia Tarot Tier 2 member, I think it's a $10 membership, if I'm correct, you will get access to a coupon code for $200 off, and those deals can be compounded, okay? All right, let's get back to the readings. Kristen Porter, that allowed me to kind of clear some stuff out. Kristen, you are a star seed. I mean, all of us are really star seeds, but you were seeded. You have a high connection to higher dimensional light beings, particularly 9th through the 12th dimension, different beings from those times. You have very high frequency that runs through you and is around you. It can probably make you feel like you have anxiety or overstimulated a lot. The guides constantly tell me anxiety is really not a real thing. It's just an abundance of energy that you're taking personally. That's what anxiety is, because there's a lot of energy you're sensing because you either have a big aura or you're very sensitive because of the frequency that you embody. And when we feel all that energy and we take it personal in some level, shape, or form, even if it's subconsciously, it points the energy at you. And so it feels overwhelming. It feels anxious. But you just have a lot of light beings around you. I don't know if you see sparks of light or flashes of light or shadows, but they're around you. There's a lot of them. Did you ever have an experience or a dream of being on a ship, like a I don't know if it's an alien ship. I just heard ship or a different kind of ship. But I feel like they take you onto. I feel like you go on these ships at night, and you're doing this work at night. It's almost like you're like you're living a double life, like at night when you go to sleep. And I don't think you remember it all the time, if you remember it at all, but you're doing a lot of higher dimensional work for the planet at night. And you have these interesting colors that are coming off of your auric field. I can't give you a color. Our color spectrum is so limited here. So when I start to see colors I don't have a name for, they're showing me beyond my mental, my programmed spectrum. So I can't. It's beautiful, but I can't label it. But it almost comes up like this over you, and it's like a mix of a red and a violet and I don't know. There's so many different hues to it. Oh, you're showing me this. I heard it's time. It's time. What is it time for? To step into your calling, to step into this work, to really start to do these practices, to really connect with these beings, to start channeling. They're showing me like once you start doing this is so weird. Once you start doing this work, it's like you can take all of these energies and pieces and like it's almost like a mad scientist and you can put it all together and then you're like, look, ta-da, look what I did. You have this natural ability to like take random energies, random things, and make something out of it. Almost like an artist would, right? Like taking scrap metal and making something beautiful. It's that kind of thing, but we're talking energy here. We're talking the way that you can work with the energy. Um, I love this for you. My glass of that. You're a bit of an energetic sponge, so sometimes I have to try and sort through everything and see what's mine or from other people. You have a hard time falling asleep, and then when I do, it's hard to get up. Yeah. So the reason why you have a hard time falling asleep is because your frequency is so high. I have that problem. Um, I always thought I was crazy because all these other spiritual teachers and leaders out there would never ever talk about how they had struggled sleeping. The first person I ever heard talk about it was Matt Kahn. I don't know if you know who Matt Kahn is. I don't. I've never read any of his books. Him and I are very similar in our abilities and our mission. And I don't know. I have this weird thing where I don't read or follow people that have similar things to me because I don't want to be influenced. But I don't know, I caught a post of his or something where he was talking about how um, the higher your frequency gets, the harder it is to sleep. And I couldn't go days without sleep because the energy comes in and it's extremely difficult. So I'm going to tell you what he taught me that I use sometimes. It's just seeing a whiteboard and a dry erase marker and seeing yourself writing the letter A and then erasing it, and then B and then erasing it, and doing that. And usually the worst case scenario is you're going to go through the alphabet twice. That can help you to get to sleep. Also, magnesium glycinate. I would definitely up your magnesium. So magnesium, I think it's glycinate is the one. It's going to help you process energy better. Of course, getting better with your energy management and discerning is going to be important. The Energy Matrix would be a good program for you if you're interested in working with me with it. And the reason why it's hard for you to get up is because it can be very exhausting when we're working in our sleep. It can be very exhausting on us because you're doing so much at night. That's why I said it felt like you're running a double life, because it's like you're doing so much when you do sleep that no wonder you're exhausted during the day. Do you meditate? What I'd like you to do is start meditating and asking for your higher dimensional light being guides to come in and surround you, and only them. So state it like that. I set the intention for my higher dimensional light being guides to come in them and only them, and have them sit around you and just sit with them. I feel like when you can more consciously work with them in a meditative practice, you're going to have a little bit more, I hate to use the word control, but control with your energy, and you'll have a little bit more understanding. The other thing is don't be afraid to set the intention to not leave your body, to not go work in the middle of the night. So you can set the intention when you're going to sleep that tonight I'm going to stay in my body. I'm not working. I'm not astral traveling. I'm not doing any of that. I'm going to stay in my body. You can write it on a little note, put it in your pillowcase, or just set the intention that you're going to stay in your body, and just kind of see yourself like nuzzling into like the roots of a tree or something. I get these visuals of you like nestling into roots of a tree, but I think that's going to be super important for you. Or even getting a grounding mat that you sleep on. That's going to help too. You can get those. I think they might be called earthing mats or grounding mats. You'll have to look into it because I don't have one, but you can sleep on them and they can help. I need to get one, but I'm not, my nomad life, I'm not going to get one until I'm settled. But I've been called to get one too. What else do you want to share with her? So I heard you can turn the frequency down. That can help too. So if it's too much. When you go out into large, because I just see when you go out, like you're shopping anywhere where there's crowds, it's like your energy expands, and it's like there's a part of you that the reason why you're such a sponge is because you have this natural want to help people. And so it's like your energy, and my energy used to do this. It like goes into other people's auras and is like, oh, let me take this. Oh, let me take that. Oh, let me help. I can transmute that. And it's kind of a subconscious way of keeping ourselves safe at the same time, like fixing everything around us. But it's also coming from a loving place as well. It's always this and that. It's never one or the other. So it is a combination of those two things. And I just, oh, thank you for that. Okay. I feel like this overwhelming love that just washed over you, washed over me. And it's like, they're just showing me like, you just have the best heart, and you are so generous and so loving and so caring and so empathetic. And they don't want you to lose that. But you need to make sure that you have really good energy hygiene, right? That's the management piece. So when you go out, so if you're in your car before you leave your house, and anybody who wants to take this, take it, please. But close your eyes, take 3 good deep breaths, and then just say, I command my energy, I command my auric field to come in 3 inches off my body. I command my auric field to come into 3 inches off my body. You want to call your energy field in. This is where it's going to say, I command my auric field to be 3 inches off my body. We want to keep your energy contained around you when you go out. And then when you get back, like let's say you go grocery shopping, right? And then you get back in the car. When you get back in the car, uncross your legs, put your hands on your heart or on your legs, just 2 hands on your body, and say, I call back all of my energy from all time and space, and I command it to ground into me, so it be. So it be, so it be. And just reclaim your energy, right? So those 2 practices alone, I feel like are going to be super beneficial for you. I sometimes do guided ones, but not regularly. Oh, meditations. Kristen, if you're not following me on YouTube, go when this is over, go to my profile, follow me on YouTube, look on my main page, go under healing transmissions. There's a whole bunch in there. Find one that you're called to. If you're going to do guided, I work with the higher dimensionals. It's very easy for me to connect with them. So a lot of those are going to be high frequency transmissions. and they're really going to help you get in tune with your team, and they'll be guided. Eventually, we want to try to get you to a space where you're listening to like meditation music with no words, and you're calling them in and sitting with them. Some of these are practices that I put in the energy matrix, but you can just call them in. You guys, we're not going to go into that. But just to give you like a quick connect, go to my YouTube channel, find those, scroll through them, do a few of them, whatever you want, but go to the ones you feel called to. It's going to attune you more to your team. It's also going to really help you with your development. So I think that would be a good place for you to get some resources. But I'm excited for you, because if you can get this developed, I love working with higher dimensional beings. They have no clue how it is to be on Earth. Other than that, they're awesome. Okay. All right. Last reading. Ward, why do you feel so connected to the color blue? So the blue that you're connected to is a higher dimensional being. The blue is a higher dimensional being. It's a collective. So whenever you see the blue or you feel the blue, go into the blue. Like go into the blue. Okay? I just keep hearing go into the blue. Go into the blue. Stop trying to figure it out with your logical mind. Just envelop yourself in the blue. I feel like that's going to change everything for you. I got really called to this one. Brittany Grayson. Let me disconnect from everybody else. Brittany Grayson, are you here? Oh, I missed saying bye to Tanya. Bye, Tanya. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Brittany Grayson, are you here? Yeah. All right. Let's get to. As soon as I saw you, my body lit up. So we're gonna see what that's about. Okay, we got some real heavy energy, girlfriend, in your sacral. I almost feel like I'm talking slower, like it's just so heavy. I feel like you're going through a massive purge. It's just a weird visual, but so your sacral and your third eye, I mean, everything's kind of a portal, but these are portals to your other timelines, your ancestral line, your other lifetimes. It's all accessed through the sacral, and then you can see through the third eye, right? So the third eye is a mirror of the sacral. But you're having a hard time having clarity right now. You're having a hard time seeing or navigating because you're so clogged. Your sacral is so clogged. They show it as a pipe, and it's so clogged, and it's just like thing after thing after thing. But they show me like the moment you get through the purging, it's like so fast. Like all this stuff happens really fast, and it's like the energy starts flowing, and it's like the hose was unclogged, and then you're like, oh my god, this is I see. Oh, that makes sense, and everything just kind of shifts very dramatically for you. And I mean, generally that's how it works anyway. But this clog has a lot to do with your. I heard your mother's line. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your mother, but this is a lot of this energy that is purging from you is coming from your mother's ancestral line. There's they're wanting you to. I'm hearing skip trace. Do you mean pattern tracking? So this helps if you're close to them and you can talk to them about things that have happened in their life. But I feel like there is a pattern of behaviors or things that you do, thought processes maybe even, but there's patterns that are very similar in your, like I see it in you, I see it in your mother, I see it in her mother, I see it in her mother's mother. And it's all a little bit differently, but it's like the same shit you guys just carried down. And there's some cycles, there's some things that need to be broken. And they're saying you don't need to figure out why. There's no big need to rehash, talk. It's about pattern recognition. It's about recognizing, oh, I don't need to do this anymore. Oh, I'm being reminded of a story of a time when a woman was cooking a ham. I'm probably going to butcher this story. I don't remember where I heard it. It was a while ago, but it stuck with me. She always cut the ends off of her. I think it was her ham. She always cut the ends off of her ham every year. And one day someone asked her, why do you do that? And she goes, I don't know. Grandma always did it that way. So the kid went to grandma and said, Grandma, why did you cut the ends off the pan? And she said, so it would fit in the pan. Nobody knew why they did it. They just kept doing it. They just did what they saw without understanding that it wasn't for anything special. It's just something that happened, something they did. And so I feel like there's not, it's not about, I don't feel like there's something you need to work out with someone necessarily. I feel like it's pattern recognition. So go back through your patterns. If you have a good relationship with your mom and you can witness her patterns, see what the river is that runs through them and see how you can shift and do differently. But there's a lot of purging happening for you in the sacral. Are you wanting something in particular to either happen or to come into your life? So now they're taking me to the front of your heart. And it feels heavy. It feels weighed down. I almost feel out of breath. I'm like it's hard to breathe. Brittany? What is this for? I just kept hearing, let it go, let it go. I feel like you're wanting something in particular. You're either wanting something in particular, you're wanting to have something in particular in your life, or call in something particular in your life. There's something that you're really focused on. But whatever is heavy on your heart, whatever's weighing on your heart, whatever purging is going on in your sacral, those things are creating the space for this thing to come in. They're saying there's nothing you really need to do other than allow for the purging to happen and pattern recognition. Pattern recognition. I want my son to be the best that he can be. He is 6 and he started first grade. I feel like I could be a better mom. Oh, honey, you're a great mom. Honey, you're a great mom. You're a great mom. Your son is going to be the best he can be by watching you be the best that you can be, right? So there in itself is a pattern recognition. Why do you feel like you're not a good mom? Is that what's coming through from your mom's line, right? Is that belief that you're not a good mom, or you have to do certain things to be a good mom? Because there's an energy that's coming through from your mother's ancestral line through you. There's a pattern recognition that you need to pinpoint. So this makes sense, actually, if we tie it all together, right? But you're definitely a good mom. The very best thing we can do as parents is be the best example for our children, because we are sentient beings. Sentient beings. So that means we observe and emulate. That's how we learn. That's how we become. That's how we develop our programs. That's how we do that, is through observation and emulation. The same way animals do, right? We're sentient beings. So if your kids are having an issue, you got to look at yourself and say, what am I showcasing, right? You're about to start cosmetology school in 2 weeks. That's cool. I want you to stay, though, with this ancestral line, right? Are you wanting like a whole new life for yourself? Are you like wanting I don't know. I just feel like there's this big thing that you really want. I mean, yes, the sun thing, great. You're going to cosmetology school. I don't know if you just want a whole new life for yourself or what, but I feel like there's this longing desire to have this, whatever this energy is. Like, I can't even give it words. It just feels like you're wanting a whole different life, but that all this purging has to happen, and there's a pattern recognition that has to be identified. Sit with this. Sit with this. You're on YouTube. It's towards the end of the live. You'll be able to find it. Sit with this. There's guidance coming through for you right now. They're going to be helping you to have some clarity here. I do want a whole new life for myself. I've been like under a rock forever. Okay, perfect. Yeah, because that's what it felt like. It's like you're wanting a whole new life for yourself. My son's dad and I were in an awful relationship, and it messed with my mind for so long. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. But good for you. Good for you for doing what you got to do to start a new life. I've started over so many times, girlfriend. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. But please look at the pattern recognition of how your mother was with you, how her mother's mother was with you, because you attracted that relationship for a reason. We only attract significant others into our life, romantic partnerships. We can even attract friends when we're that do shit like that, when we're reconciling inner child wounds, right? So they usually are a representation of somebody who was a caregiver in our life, right? It is always it's always connected. So there's a pattern recognition that you need to sit with. Okay. So I had 2 cards come out, and you have a lot of stuff coming into you. I don't know if you feel the tingles on your head, but they're coming in. So you had 2 cards that came out for you. So we have Archangel Shamuel. This is the solar plexus, right? 37 is that number for me. I don't know why, but I have meanings in my dictionary for certain numbers. 37 is an energy of chaos. It's an energy of sometimes of challenge, right? Or chaos. I just kind of keep saying chaos, like just a lot of energy whirling. But this is your empowerment center, right? This is the center for you to stand in your power, to know who you are, to know your worth. And it's like I see you standing there, and it can be complete chaos on you, but it's not going to affect you. Like, this is where we want to get you to, where you can stand in the middle of a dust storm or a chaos or a tornado and not move, and just let it move around you. You just stand there and be like, oh, it's not going to affect me. I'm just going to let it go around me. But there's some pattern recognition that's got to come from that. And that's where this other card comes in, right? 53. This is the magician in the mirror, right? There's magic in the mirror, right? Relationships, we live in a dualistic plane. So relationships are always mirrors of something. It's not always a direct connect, meaning if somebody's violating your boundaries, that you have poor boundaries necessarily, right? Maybe it's an opportunity for you to hold your boundaries and stand up for yourself. But there's people in your life that are going to be mirroring back to you, and if you can tap into that mirror and you can recognize it, it's going to become magic, right? Again, healing, 90% of our healing is awareness. The other 10% is taking a different action, is choosing differently. So you have to recognize the pattern, and you got to break the pattern. You got to do it differently. And this takes time. It's work, and you're developing your whole new life. But this is going to help you, because when you're developing a whole new life, you're developing a whole new identity. You're like, no, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person that was with that terrible person. I'm not that person. Well, if you're not that person, who are you? That's boundaries. You have to come up with a new sense of self, a definition of self. What are the things that this version of you, this new version of you that's going to have this big, beautiful life of, being, a hairdresser or whatever you want to do in cosmetology. And, I don't know why I just heard eyebrows, but anyway, doing that kind of stuff, right? And having this life free of that kind of thing. What does that person value? What makes them up? What are their virtues? What do they like? What do they don't like? How do they define themselves? This is where you start to define that identity, and then you have to claim that identity. So you'd be a good candidate for SoulVation if you want to look at it. But those are the things that I would have you work with. Like, if you just take what I just gave you and start to apply some of that, I feel like it's going to help. But there's definitely some pattern recognition that you got to work with. I'm in a relationship right now, and I'm so grateful for it. I feel like I can't trust, though. Yeah, that trust isn't about that person. It's about you. You're not trusting yourself, because you've allowed, again, there's still that old identity that was in that old relationship, right? And that old way of being. That part of you have not integrated completely. You're still operating from that version of you. So we need to get you to establish who you are in this new relationship, in this new life. And then you have to start to practice, right? Method acting is a great way to describe that. How can you practice and pretend or act if you were that person? If you completely trusted yourself, how would you behave? How would you speak? How would you respond instead of react? Because when you trust yourself, you know that you're the one who's always in control. You won't allow somebody to treat you bad. You won't allow someone to speak poorly to you, right? You won't allow someone to touch you. You won't allow things anymore. And so you have a whole new definition of self, and you have your own back, right? So learning self-trust is going to be super important from you. And the very basic part of the most basic way to practice self-trust is to do what you say you're going to do, right? To keep your word to yourself. Very, very important for you to hear. Oh, astral travel to spaceship, but they're doing bone DNA from me, and it almost hurts at times. I don't understand that. Ooh. Okay. That was for you, Brittany. I hope that resonated, and I wish you all of the best. Again, enrollment closes next Friday, but the fast action bonus ends this Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, if it calls to you. It's going to be, you're so welcome, Kirsten. It's going to be exciting. I love it. I love doing live programs. The relationships you cultivate, all of that stuff is amazing. And I'm looking forward to all the new people that are going to come in. Other than that, I hope that today, everybody who came on and some who didn't, like those that didn't get a reading, remember to always listen to the other readings, because you can spirit can piggyback and bring messages through for similar people that are going through similar things. So if there's something I said that resonated for you, then take it. Again, obviously you only take what resonates for you. That's the important part. So I hope those who needed assistance were served well today. And I'm so appreciative of you guys trusting me with your energy. And we'll do it again sometime. So thanks everybody. I'll see you next time.